Hello everyone, my name's Botanist Cool, and today we are painting some Lumineth Realm Lord shields. And if you guys are enjoying my mini painting videos, make sure to like and subscribe. All that cool stuff really helps out in supporting the channel. And hey, if you want, put some of these videos on in the background. We're here to hang out, vibe, and talk some silly minis and painting techniques. So let's get right on into it. I'm not painting full Lumineth Realm Lord minis today because I want to do some color testing. I know when it comes to my metals that I'm typically not happy with the gold, how it appears, and I know the Lumineth Realm Lord has some gold highlights in them, so I decided let's actually go and test all my metal paints on the actual, like, extra sprues I have, essentially. So I used the colors from Citadel Color. I used Cantor Blue and Corax White. From Army Painter, I used Dwarven Bronze, True Copper, Kieran Gold, Silver Dragon, and Matte White. Those are the colors I used that I wanted to kind of test out to see what I would like the best. So basically, I did two sets. I did one set of copper, one set of bronze, and one set of gold trimmed shields. And then I did another set of matte white and then Corax white shields. And that's basically what I decided to make my judgment based off of. I ended up liking the matte white a lot more than like the Corax white. The Corax white is a little bit of an off-white, a little bit more of a gray. However, the Lumineth Realm Lords kind of have a terracotta look to their fabric. And I don't have a terracotta-like color, and I don't have Wraithbone either. So I kind of gotta like look at the different stuff I can make. And I think I'm gonna just try to make their leathers and their armors pure white and maybe put in a glaze or a wash afterwards to see if I can make that work out and have it be a little more orangey terracotta-y. I don't know, I'm not at that skill level quite yet. The Corax white just did not suit me very well. It was gray and kind of dull. The shield didn't pop out as much, especially when I started using the Cantor Blue to outline the runes on the shield. It didn't pop, and it felt very flat to me. So I decided we're not going to do that. I decided we're not going to have Corax white, we're going to have matte white. And I went through all the colors, and honestly, I really fell in love with how True Copper looked. I knew I wasn't liking gold that much. I had painted it on a mini before, and I painted it on a mini for this shield. And actually, the funny thing is I broke that mini by accident, so I had to re-glue it together and re-prime it. So that's going to be done again. But I ended up breaking it a little bit, and I didn't like how the gold looked on the shield either way, and I didn't like how the gold highlighted the rest of the armor as well. So I'm considering actually changing how I'm going to highlight the stuff and how I'm going to actually make them pop and find better color variations to use for the Lumineth Realm Lords. I actually looked up a few guides of how other people painted the Lumineth Realm Lords, and I don't know where I'm going just yet. I did write down the colors I want to use and how I'm going to use them, and in just a second, midway through the video, you should actually be able to see all the shields I painted, and you're going to see them brought up nice and close to the camera so you guys can see what I'm talking about. The matte white looks so much better, and the matte white is on the bottom. It pops more, it's vibrant, it's so in your face, and that's kind of what I want for the Lumineth Realm Lords. They're very Hellenic based, and the Hellenic people, the Greeks, were loud and proud and very vibrant. So I feel that that like coloring is perfect for them. I really, really do. So I'm gonna keep that matte white there. And one thing I'm actually a little proud of, you can probably tell a little bit, is how much better I'm getting with the detail work when it comes to like those specific rune stuff and like the brush work and the brush like patience I have with that. Oh my god, I am getting a lot better with that, and I am honestly quite very proud of it, and I just can't wait till I continue to get better. It's so good. It's so good. But we basically decided that that's what I'm going to do in the future. Going to be the True Copper metal as the rim. Gold highlights. We're going to actually use the gold to do some edge highlighting on the shields and maybe some of the armor as well. And lastly, we're going to be using that matte white. So I put those three shields to the side as my base shields that I want to kind of base everything off of. And I took the other three shields for like the next hour. I just started kind of faffing about with them. You can probably see that I have been painting over them in matte white again and again and again. Because what I wanted to do is I wanted to try to learn how to glaze things properly and move all the pigment from where the glaze is all the way to the edge of the mini so that I can kind of have rims of certain colors. Basically, like, a lot of the minis I saw that I really liked, the shields had a rim of like a light blue or a darker blue or whatever, while the middle was pure white, and then of course you had the different runes having their own rims of lighter blue as well. And I was like, I want to learn how to do that. And when Drake came in, he's like, oh yeah, here's a good way to do it, just to glaze it over. And I'm like, all right, let's try that out. So I basically spent an hour practicing how to glaze things with mixed results. There are some cool things I was able to find that like I could use for other effects. Like I was able to thin down the water a lot and then start pushing it towards the edge. It didn't look like as solid as I wanted it to, but it kind of looked like a really cool gradient that almost reminded me of like big, like reddening eyes. And I'm like, I probably use something very similar for that for the beholder to make the eyes look as red as they do. So if I ever have to do another beholder or like a giant eye creature, bam, I think I got that kind of technique in there. But the glazing for the specific areas where it's just like, here I am trying to make sure that I get this rim here to really make this part pop out is very, very difficult for me still. I don't quite know it. I know that there is a video that Drake left in the stream chat over on the Discord, links down below. And I'm going to be watching that a few times. I'm kind of practicing with those here and there because I feel like I just simply got to practice them. That's what it comes down to. For me to get better at mini painting, I just got to practice a lot, which means I'm going to turn a lot of the minis I really like into basically kind of crap. I'm gonna have to get a lot of isopropyl just to like clean them up in the future and make sure that I can like redo them whenever I want to. So I'm gonna have to get like a whole big thing of isopropyl just to clean up any minis I do not like in the next couple of years. But we will see how that goes when it does go. But I tried glazing. It didn't look pretty. It didn't come out well. And you're going to see that in just a few moments where I'm going to show you guys just how it kind of looked. You can definitely see that there's a lot of like pale colors that don't blend well, that don't really like look good. Like what I tried to do basically was try to put the glaze or put like a really thin color. Like I turned the Cantor blue into a really light blue, and I actually started using ghostly blue a little bit for like that color differentiation. That's from Army Painter, because ghostly blue is another color I'll be using to do highlights in the actual body itself. But I tried using ghostly blue to make this differentiation as well, and it just kind of looks smudged and dried on there, which I'm not doing well at moving the pigments. And that's something I've really got to learn, is how to move the pigments from one part of the mini to the other, and how not to keep it so wet that the pigments just don't move and just settle miscellaneously wherever they want to do. It's a lot of practice, and it's gonna be a lot of work to see what I can do with that. If you have any tips though, leave them down in the comments. I'd be extremely grateful to read them. And if you guys are enjoying these videos, again, like and subscribe. It's the best way to support me. If you want to support me more directly, the throne's down there as well, and you can buy me some minis too. Thank you all very much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had a good one. Y'all stay safe, stay Botanist Cool, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone!